What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Big Bang Theory After Show here at theStream.tv. We're live, so join the live chat on YouTube right now. Subscribe to the channel. You can tweet at us using the hashtag BigBangAS. And, hello, French toast on oatmeal day. Here to talk about that, we've got Lexi Ciccone.
Hello.
Tia Robinson.
Hi, guys.
And I'm Adam Kruger. What's up, everybody? How are ya? Okay, so French toast on oatmeal day.
First of all, it sounds so much better than oatmeal, so that sounds delicious.
And they were in dippers, too. They were like the little soldiers, I think. So
He did it.
He's trying to make him feel better.
So obviously, like, we open up and Leonard's trying to cheer up Sheldon, who doesn't need it at all.
Right.
No.
He's decided to move on.
Which was very, I wasn't expecting him to come out bouncing out of his room like he did, but he made his decision. He was ready to move on from Amy. I guess that little peck on the mouth from last week was enough to push him ahead.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I personally expected to kind of see him a little bit mopier with his cow eyes, than he was. He was chipper and ready to just find someone else to ignore while he super hyper focuses on his work.
Well, it's almost like since he is so mathematical, he assumed like this is enough time to mope about someone. Like since he is so logical, you know, and normally moping isn't something Sheldon does. So he probably is like, all right, time's done, nothing I can do. Like thinking about it very strategically and mathematically.
That makes sense to me too.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
He spent a lot of time being upset about it, so.
Right, and so he enlists Howard and Raj's help to find a new mate because they were the ones who helped him find Amy in the first place.
7 years ago.
Right?
Crazy, right?
Is that insane?
Like, yeah.
It's a long time.
Wow.
So there's an image we've got right there of actually them talking about it, and that was like a really good piece of dialogue that happened where Howard and Raj were debating the merits of Double Bubble versus Hubba Bubba.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I love the way they decided to find him a mate with that crazy, long, strategic puzzle.
That was awesome. I think that, first of all, using Craigslist, I don't know about that so much. I don't know people that use Craigslist anymore, but I think the way that they set it up and making it an experiment and then like the Sheldon girlfriend challenge, went live, I think that was a great idea.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that someone actually had nothing else to do on a Saturday night but go through it was great.
I was like how they're like, we can make Sheldon into a prize because he's like, I'm a prize, and they're like,
They're like, are you sure? Are you sure really that they're gonna be happy that you're what they win? Yeah, it was a fun moment. I think I'm losing words at the moment. It was.
I just like when he says, most important, they must be unable to imagine life without me by 10 p.m. tonight.
10 p.m.
So Sheldon's like ground rules, first of all, or like not his ground rules, I'm sorry, his vision of what was going to happen when the girl met him, who was going to all of a sudden, laughter, love, and the best of all, a lifetime of rules. Like he had this whole vision of why he's the prize.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that whole dialect when they were talking about it, that whole dialogue rather.
Yeah, and he's expecting the perfect person to basically walk through the door.
Right.
And so obviously we've got Leonard trying to cheer him up, and Sheldon decides to just kind of go and basically, solve his own problems using Howard and Raj. And so basically it's, you're married, you eat the carbs.
Oh, that was great, yeah.
He doesn't want the carbs.
Doesn't care how he looks.
So let's move on to Bernie's a freak, guys.
Oh, my, the best kind of freak.
The stalker.
She's crazy, right?
She's so creepy and like she's right though. She's creepy in a cute way because she's so little. She's like, it makes me adorable.
With her high-pitched voice and her blonde curly hair, she's like, yeah, I can get away with it. But, because you also know her dad. We also know her dad, and her dad's like this like big guy who has probably taught her to, to watch out for herself. So she's got all this like army or military grade equipment to use to spy on her friends, which I think is hilarious.
Which, I mean, that does lead you to wonder, like, why she was spying on her friends in the past in the first place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's got military grade, like you said, binoculars. She had a parabolic listening device that she wanted to pull out.
The bucket to pee in when Leonard was like, I gotta pee here. It's just like a...
Like she had it all mapped out.
There was a whole side to her that came out in a crazy way this episode. I mean, so basically what happens is we've got, Bernie and Penny get Amy to finally, tell them details about who Dave is.
Yeah.
Right?
And she made him seem great from the beginning. British, tall, and no, just his name was Dave.
British, tall, and Dave. But here we just had an image on the screen for those of you who we missed it, but it was there. And
Was it Dave?
So of course, no, it was actually when Amy came out in her dress. There it is again.
Oh, gotcha.
And so she decides to revamp her wardrobe, and there was a really funny moment there where Amy's thinking that the sexiness is in the brain, and Penny has a great line. I know Lexi's like busting at the seams to say it. So.
Well, she said, no one at the bar ever bought me a drink because my brain was busting out of my shirt.
Exactly.
Which is very true.
So, and also she also said, because Amy said, I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, and then Penny goes, none of your comfort zones are showing. So.
But I really liked her dress. I thought it was pretty.
I
was
did
like,
too.
She's not in like these taupe tights and like wool skirts and wool sweaters. I thought she looked very nice for her.
She was dressed like a young lady as opposed to an old lady.
Right,
For the first time that we've seen her, right?
Yeah, I mean, she looked pretty. That's like very Amy. You can't change her that much.
Yeah.
And also in real life, she's very conservative because of her Jewish background. So I don't think on the show they'd ever show her in anything more revealing anyway because of her religious background.
Ah, interesting.
She made like a whole statement about it, I remember.
And kudos to Maya Gallic, I'm gonna say.
Yeah. I love her.
So hold on. So
amazing.
then Bernie and Penny decide they're gonna go spy on the date, which goes. I mean, we learn that she's a freak. Obviously, that's where we learn Bernie's a freak. But I mean, the whole surveillance situation goes completely awry. Let's talk about that real quick.
I just think, actually, what I took out of this episode, or that scene rather, was how interesting it is that hearing the dialogue does make such a difference, because when they were looking at the date, it really did look like they were having the best time.
Yeah.
But because they didn't have their listening devices, they completely misread the entire date.
Exactly.
And as we know, what happened on the date was very much not a pleasurable experience for Amy.
Yeah.
No, it was very, very, very bad.
Yes.
It turns out that Dave is a big fan of Sheldon's. I mean, did anyone see that coming? Like, would you have seen that coming a mile away?
I mean, we didn't know that much about him to begin with, so we didn't know that he was into science. I mean, I guess that's why she's
sort of
attracted
would have to
to
be.
Yeah.
But the fact that once she said his name, it was over. That was like the end of it for
He lit up. He's like, like he was making like girl sounds. Like he
was infatuated. Like he's infatuated with
there
her.
he is.
Yeah,
he was so excited.
He's right there. And honestly, Stephen Merchant is brilliant. I thought his performance on this episode was amazing. He was so much fun to watch.
Yeah.
Him sink himself. I mean, it's so cringeworthy the whole time.
Yeah, you're like, nope, there.
And
there
I
you
thought
go.
how Amy reacted, it reminded me of myself when I was on, like, if I'm on a bad date, like, she starts eating, like, a lot. Like, she doesn't give a shit after a while. She's just like, screw it. Like, you start talking about Sheldon, you just see her in a big bowl of pasta.
Yeah,
Like,
and she's not even looking at him. She's looking
she's
down.
like,
She's
might as well eat.
The date was over. I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you're Amy, do you really? I mean, because obviously the guy really liked her,
right?
And the last date ended off with a kiss, and so I mean, that's got to be kind of tough for her to all of a sudden have that bomb dropped in her lap.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, it probably took her off guard, the fact that he was so, enamored with Sheldon and like had gone to his speeches and things like that, and then wanted to meet him. And she's like, "Do you realize this is my ex-boyfriend you're talking about?" Like,
well, it's probably on future dates going to really not mess her up, but she's definitely never going to bring him up again. It's probably, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's something that and also, I wonder if it's making her think, wow, can I really get anyone that compared to Sheldon? Like, if he's this great of a guy? Well, subconsciously, maybe she's thinking that.
Well, at the end of the day, too, I mean, she does end it. She's done.
Yeah.
And,
right.
And I love that moment where, Dave was like, well, I guess I was rejected by the same woman as Sheldon Cooper.
Oh, God, this gets so
and,
creepy.
I kissed the same woman as he kissed. So if you think about it, she's like, get out, get out, get out.
That was so great. But then when he meets Leonard, he's like, Leonard Hofstadter. I can never say his last name correctly. He's just like a super fan.
Right.
He's a groupie.
Yeah.
He full on is a groupie. And so I think there's like all these moments where everything kind of, falls apart.
For sure.
So basically, Sheldon Cooper's a rock star and Dave is out.
Yes.
So moving on, we have, let's first of all, guys, we're live. So tweet at us live using the hashtag BigBangAS, and be sure to hit the live YouTube chat. Tell us your thoughts on what you thought of how things went tonight, and if you think that maybe possibly Amy and Sheldon will get back together next week, or maybe they'll start talking, or who knows. I would love to, I mean, it's probably going to get drawn out forever, but
you never know. I mean, next week is Thanksgiving, so they're going to have to be, the whole group is going to have to be together for the most part. So
I think the ring's going to come out at Thanksgiving. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, because she doesn't know yet. So,
She'll find out soon.
Yeah. Maybe at that point, Penny will pull her,
Maybe he'll stick the ring in the turkey's, what's that thing called? The carvis?
The what?
The
Carcass.
The carcass.
Inside the turkey?
Yeah.
Ugh.
That'd be one way to get engaged
What
too.
kind of traditions go on in your house? Okay, so let's talk. Thank you for playing. All right, so we have we're back to the whole Sheldon moment. This happens at the end of the episode. You know,
You guys are waiting.
They're waiting, and the time expires, and we could literally all sit there, and we were just like, all right, ready, and knock, 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 and it happens, of course.
Right.
And it's Vanessa at the door.
And she's beautiful and smart, and she solved the clue, and she got there late because she was at a symposium that ran late. So she had an excuse. She had a good excuse.
But
And then
not
she
good
spoke-
enough.
But not good enough.
Well, not only that, she had an excuse, but the thing ran late, and she's like, you saved my night, which implies she solved the
Right.
whole thing in probably like an hour or two.
Right.
Which means she's so intelligent and so perfect for him.
But late.
Too perfect.
And she's late.
She's
and
late, so there you go. She's not perfect for him because she's late.
But that's what I thought immediately is it would not be in Sheldon's character to let her be late. Like he's very
Right.
on top of what his rules are. That was one of the things he said in the beginning, a lifetime of rules. So if he accepted her love or whatever after her being late, it would have been so out of character. So I very much expected him to slam the door in her face.
I agree, but at the same time, where else is he going to find a woman who can translate Klingon to Sanskrit and on the spot and then speak it back to him?
I don't know.
But like Raj said earlier, sometimes opposites attract, and maybe they were just too perfect
Too
for each
similar.
other. They're too similar, and it just wouldn't have worked.
And also, Sheldon didn't like the fact that the lecture was boring to
Yeah.
her. So, and we will say in true Sheldon fashion that he does. I mean, the rules are the rules, and he says it at the beginning. Someone who's
Yeah.
gonna go by the rules.
I just
so
he is kind of like, he showed himself to be a man's man this episode, waiting for eating a sandwich. I was like, he's such a dude. Like he's like waiting for the girl that might be the love of his life, just like eating a sandwich, like not like prepping.
Right.
Very,
Hilarious.
very dude.
And that's I mean, I think that shows his growth as well, because before, he might have been like, pacing about, or, he'd be very anxious, or, Sheldon.
Oh no.
But he was just like
eating.
chill, like he was just like with the boys, like just waiting for the,
he's so
the knock on the
socially
door.
awkward. Guys, I think it boils down to the fact that nobody's Amy Farrah Fowler.
No.
And that's it. Sheldon just wants Amy back, even though he says he's trying to move on. So,
Yeah.
guys, let us know what you think on the live chat, or tweet at us using #BigBangAS. We'll be back with some Twitter shoutouts and some YouTube shoutouts right after these messages.
I don't know if I keep raising the
I like
roof.
messages. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live, this is for you.
I love it. That was freaking
How
love
did you not God.
I didn't see any of this coming. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah?
I was like,
How did you get here? No.
Kill him. Kill him. Definitely kill him. We're cool.
shade. Shade left and right, ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies, let's put your 2 cents in.
Rubbed me the wrong way in the right way.
But you were like, well, we want to know what's going to happen.
That was cute.
We just want to say we love you all. Thank you so much for your support. You are all seriously the best in the world. and we
Another
appreciate
beautiful
you so
summer
much.
at theStream.tv, y'all.
Here we go, guys.
Thank you for being here. Peace out.
Bye, guys.
Yes. Hey, we're back, guys. Thanks for joining us. We see you on YouTube, we see you on Twitter, and actually, right now, we're gonna go to Lexi with some live YouTube shoutouts and questions.
Yes. Thank you guys so much for the live chat. We have a great chat going on. Do some shout outs first. We have Brian, Stevie, Andres Bonito. Hi. Alex Fedorov. I like it. CN Awesome 2. James at Mirror Domains. Jayla. Welcome back, Jayla.
Hi, Jayla.
And I think that's right now. That's it for all. But you guys are asking a lot of questions. So there's a few that I really want to touch on, especially James at Mira Domains asked us. Anyone else think that Amy's character is the one that has grown the most?
Oh.
I find that very interesting.
Good question.
I agree. Well, actually, hold on. I half agree. I think that is kind of split. I think her and Sheldon have grown the most, and I think it's because of the breakup.
I'm with you, and I think it's not even the breakup. I think in the relationship they've grown from each other and just being around each other because, you know, Amy has grown based on her association with the girls and of course Sheldon. So it's been like this full, well-rounded growth, and I think Sheldon has grown because Amy's taken him out of his shell a little bit, and so I think they've grown equally. I think that between the two of them. You know, I think he's evolved and she's really evolved too.
Yeah. I have to say, I mean, I agree with that as well, but I do think Amy has probably grown the most. If you look back at like when she first started, she was very clinical, very like Sheldon, very, she would even cut him off if they were Skyping or something like that. You know, she'd be like, that doesn't interest me, bye. But now she's really developed these emotions, and I think because of the girls as well, she's got friends, and because of the relationship with Sheldon, she really has grown into this woman that like kind of knows what she wants. She knows, you know, that she's moving on, or if she doesn't like the date, she's going to end it. She's not going to go any further with it, you know. Whereas maybe before she would have been like, I'm going to do this for my mom, and just kind of like, you know.
She kind of seems a lot more. My voice just went way high.
Hi, Bernadette.
It's like Bob Marley with the high voice. He doesn't have a high voice, he gets high. I was just saying. Anyway. So what the hell was I just talking about? What were we? Amy? Farrah Fawcett?
Farrah Fowler.
Farrah Fowler? Oh, okay, I'm on something. I'm not really on something, but
oh boy.
Okay, what was I gonna say? Oh, she seems a lot more like not shy. I'm sorry, over it recently. Like her personality, she's kind of just like eh.
I think she's kind of defeated.
Yeah, defeated
okay?
is a
I
great
think she's
word.
kind of defeated, and I think also I'm gonna touch on what you were saying too, because I really believe that Amy and Sheldon have grown together in the same amount. I think because if you look back at where Sheldon was, both of them have run away from emotions in the beginning because they'd been rejected. Amy was rejected by her high school peers and, you know, went to prom alone and dancing in the corner. She's always wanted it. Sheldon never really wanted it. He tried to just eliminate it because he was afraid of being hurt. And then they both brought it out of each other. And so now Sheldon wants more interaction, and Amy wants the right thing too. So I kind of feel like they've both grown. So I'll stand by my. I think they've both grown about the same amount because they're mirror images of each other. They're the yin to each other's yang, and I think that they're so perfect for each other, and I want to see them back together.
I mean, I love that. I love that.
By the way, I have an
gonna stick by mine,
excuse. I have a wedgie. I think that's why I'm being so awkward.
My goodness! Last week
Going through a
sphincters,
lot.
this week wedgies.
Letting you know.
Going through a lot.
Do we have any more YouTube questions that we want to touch on before we move on to Twitter?
Real quickly, the same guy, hi James again, Mira Domain says, did Sheldon close the door because she was late or because he wasn't really over Amy? I actually think in that moment it was because she was late. I think there might be obviously part of Amy in there.
A subconscious part. But
I kind of stick to what I said before. He's so on the point with his rules that you're late, sorry baby.
I think it's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit of both. I think his first inkling is to close the door because she's late, but the fact that he's not over Amy makes him just do it with no regrets.
Exactly.
Even though she's like technically perfect for him.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Too perfect, by the way.
So should we hit some Twitter shout outs? Let's what do you have over there?
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. I have at Sophia JJP and she retweeted this question, I believe. Are you surprised as Raj and Howard that Sheldon sent her away? Which kind of touches on what you just said.
Yeah.
Exactly what I said.
Were we surprised that she slammed the door in his face? Or
In the moment I was. I kind of was. I was like, you know, that could have been a really good moment. Like, that could have been a possibly, like, a good relationship to explore.
Right.
You know, because she was, like I said, kind of perfect for him.
You know, I normally don't say this because when it comes to Sheldon, it really is about personality, but she was like too pretty for him. I could not see them together. I mean, not that he's bad looking, but it was like too, I don't know, it did not look like Sheldon's type.
Yeah.
If he thinks at all looks wise, it just wasn't his type.
Which I don't think he does.
No, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But from a perspective of like the writing and the story, wouldn't it have been cool to see them going out on a couple of dates and Amy losing her mind? Because bear in mind, she did break up with Sheldon, and so for her to see that would drive her nuts.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And then she finds out about the ring, and then she's chasing him, and then, you know,
There's so much that could have been explored.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
But then again, she did chase him for like 7 years, so I guess I guess it's enough chasing Sheldon. So all right, let's see, what do we have next?
We have Coco Carriage. She says, I'm assuming Coco. Well, Big Bang Theory, just totally wasted having Stephen Merchant on the show. Would have loved to have seen him as a regular. What do you guys think?
I don't think it was a waste. It was like a beautiful moment.
He
of
was
Stephen
great
Merchant,
in the
yeah.
episode, but like I thought he was going to be in more. I thought he was going to be at least a recurring.
You never
and
know.
see
He
him a
might
few
end
more.
up meeting Sheldon down the line.
True.
Could
Apart
happen.
from Amy.
I think, you know, as far as the storyline goes, I think he served his purpose very well. As an actor, he's amazing. He's busy, so obviously he's not going to be on too much. But at the same time, I think the way that it was done, if they kept him on, then it throws a wrench in the plans. And I think right now we're going to see Amy and Sheldon kind of start to bridge the gap. I think it's going to start to happen very slowly with like, you know, culmination either mid-season finale or at the end of the season. But you know, it's always fun to see Stephen Merchant. He's great.
Yeah.
So.
No, it was a great moment. It was.
James just said wedgie ? LOL. Yes, it happens.
And just one shout out from Joe Steiger, who's I think.
Hey Joe. Yeah.
He says all poor Amy at Miss Mayim. Okay, you can run back to Sheldon now. At Big Bang After Show. Thank you for using Big Bang AS.
Yeah,
Appreciate
Joe,
that.
we love you, Joe. Joe Steiger. He's got a Facebook group that is all dedicated to the Big Bang Theory. You guys should check it out. It's great. He posts a lot of really cool things, and he's awesome. We like Joe.
Yeah,
What a cup of
Big
Joe.
shout out to you. Guys, we don't know what's going to happen next week, although we know it's the Thanksgiving episode, so I imagine there's going to be lots of craziness surrounding a turkey. And I, for one, am excited to see it. Thanks for joining us. Be sure, again, to tweet at us all week using the hashtag BigBangAS. And, you know, send us your questions, send us your theories, send us your thoughts on which characters you want to see happen something to. You know, I'm making no sense, but we'll see you guys next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Don't know what I'm doing, but I'm stretching my arms.
For more of the Big Bang After Show,
Click that button and subscribe to
theStream.tv.